It's been a minute since we played some colors. I apologize for that. Let's just get right into it. I don't have too long, so it's going to be a shorter stream. I meant to stream earlier when it wasn't so warm. I just frankly got distracted talking to some people, and then, playing Baldur's Gate. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, my own character, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of just learning stuff, honestly, because I know we played for a bit. I played D&D, and I played 5e for a while now. But, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is its own thing. It has enough changes to the game that stuff that works in 5e doesn't work in BG3. Well, that's sort of an oversimplification, but it's not completely inaccurate. It's just stuff functions different. So, like, classes that are kind of like meh are better, and part of that is just other options have been removed, but part of that is that enough fundamental changes have happened that they're, now they play better, So, it's learning BG3 and just how they do stuff in there, which is D&D 5e adjacent. But that led me I don't even know what to say. I'm going on that tangent, but that's not completely it. It's helped me learn 5e better, because admittedly there's just some stuff about 5e that I had misconceptions, or now I get to engage with it in whatever ways. It's hard to describe, but basically today I was just doing a deep dive into the mechanics of Baldur's Gate, and I did a lot of character respecking, and not quite min-maxing, but along those lines of just eking out the most that I can out of a character, making sure that they fit with the team. And what I've gotten is, in my own playthrough, my core group is just amazing. I have a innovation wizard. And Gale. I have a Tempest Cleric, which is what I changed Shadowheart to. Originally changed her to a Battle Cleric. Saw that, and the meta doesn't mean everything, but I saw that I was actually doing low in the meta, and especially compared to Tempest, which was rated very high. And of course, with those tier lists, I noticed, like on one tier list, it was very different than another, which makes sense, because a lot of that is, don't want to say subjective. Well, actually, I do. It depends on play styles, it depends on the person, what they value, and all that good stuff. For what they're going to get out of a class. Because I really like druids, and I feel like they should be placed higher on the list, because they're nice generalists that can do all sorts of different things for your team. And people put them lower because they're like, you need your party built a specific way in order to make your druid shine. Which may be true, but that is sort of missing the point of the druid. The druid doesn't have to be your hardest hitting DPS. It doesn't have to be your biggest healer. The druid's strength lies in the fact that it can do the DPS, it can do the healing, and it can do tanking. It can fulfill the roles that it needs to. And it might be because, like, say you don't have a cleric, that it is your highest healing class. Because, you know, you don't have a cleric. Or it could be your hardest hitting class for magic DPS because you don't have sorcerers or whatnot. And you can build them in specific ways, and admittedly with a right group, like comp, you can make them really excel so they're insane, and do stuff like the enlarge owlbear orbital nuke where you just jump on stuff, which is crazy. But that involves you having your party built in a specific way. It's not too crazy, you just need a wizard with enlarge, and then a circle of moon druid. But at that point, you're sort of building your party around your druid. Which is something you can do. But the point of a druid, and why I place them higher, is because they sort of fulfill the role that you need them to, you know? I don't remember what I'm doing, so we'll hit the journal button. We're not doing White March, and honestly, considering how long it's taken me to do things, probably won't do White March in this playthrough. I want to get done again. I think didn't I bring this to a lower difficulty? You know, it's like, it's a little too easy, because it's a little too easy. Yeah, I did. Brought it to easy. I don't care, quite frankly.
Sure.
I can handle it on normal on my own time. I like how I checked this, but a lot of these acolyte visions are leading me places. Alright. So, we are questioning the Animancers about suspicious activities. I'm guessing. That is unlocked with a proper key. Your face is unlocked with a proper key. But yeah, we have to, like, 8. I'm supposed to hang out with our friends. And terrible. We're at the sanitarium. I can unlock that easily. You have all these patients. The Pale Lady. Subject female, mid-40s, awakened to a past life as a serial murderer, which now frequently emerges as the soul's dominant personality. Subject vacillates between violence and severe depression resulting from guilt of past deeds. Weak candidate for present research. This sounds like a good candidate depending on what research you're trying to do. Northward, patient Graham. Subject is male, approximately early 30s. Powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of the over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have to enlist the aid of the gods in transporting him for more recent procedures. Cool beans. I'll take that. What about you? Record, Idleman, the Midnight Man. Subject is male, mid-20s. displays acute dissociation and paranoid delusional tendencies, causing anger and extreme violence. Dangers of working with the subject preclude possibility of further use in present research. Alright. But you worked with the Pale Lady. Well, I guess you didn't. You're like, this is a bad one to work with, so that's fair. Subject is male, approximately 17 years of age. Emitted for episodes of catatonia followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul revealed severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency all but eliminates the possibility of utilizing the subject in present research. So they only have one good sample from what I gathered from that.
Easy does it.
Now I need to talk to two about what? Oh man, I keep on trying to move the camera like this is... what's that game? Baldur's Gate 3. Ripley, I require more copper tubing for my next experiment. Do not requisition it from the sanitarium stores. I don't have the time to deal with the head warden's inevitable questions. Cadman Ansel. I don't know what that means. Ripley!
How do you do?
How do you do? A young Orlan woman traces her fingers along the spines of the book in front of her, row by row. Her motions quick and skittish, like a bird's. She does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? What do you do here? I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to work. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Me? I'm just Master Azo's assistant. But the visiting scholar from Revua is here named Belisage. Belisage? What's the name? She claims to know about them. Farewell! Stop, tack, beep. I just brought to move the camera. Goodness. Kill them all. Kill them all! Damn it. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with clear marks. That doesn't seem good. Right away! Cool. We learned about Aleph. Yeah. That was fun. Who are you? Dread. I'll kill you! An animancer scribbles feverishly on parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation. Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. No, you can't! What are you working on? My area of focus of wits. The whites? I don't know. I think maybe. More specifically, how to cure them. What is a white? A Hullborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of the Animancer's early efforts to cure the legacy. Not a successful one. He moves his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood. When they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transporting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, other than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. Despite the controversy, it only went so far because it first seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli seemed aware of their surroundings, their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty. But that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. You pay dearly for your mistakes, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. People took it to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still love us for it. We wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help. We did the best we could. Still don't know if that absolves us. Or are you studying whites? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened. He turns away from him for a moment. Shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. Simply a matter of working it out. Work out these nuts on your face! Good. He looks eager to return to his work. But wait, there's more! I'm looking on an expert for awakenings. I hear the Valian woman studies them. Should go talk to her instead. Just be quick about it and don't touch anything. Sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work! Unexpected results. The canine host was listless, not responsive, but it was determined that it was simply the implanted feeling soul. Yarn resulted in vigorous stimulation. No. I'd be stealing from you, which quite frankly, I'm considering. In the corner of Moderat's lab rests a large weathered trunk. Seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Examine the trunk! Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Examine more closely! Examine more closely! I don't think I want to open it. I think it's a dumb idea. But I do want to steal from them.
Hello?
Pretty much always. Who's the best thief in my group? Let's find out. We have you. I don't know. What makes me stealthy? I have a stealth for 6, 3, 2, 2, 0, and 2. It is I who is
Hey there.
destined to steal from you. Do. My granic benediction. Neither let thy trials burden thee, for in thee suffering shall be transformed. The ever-living flame will burn away thine impurities. Purification shall be thine. The fire of thy God shall be the vessel. Seek not to clash. Search not for conflict. These will find all in turn. The fires of strife will consume thee, but fear not the battle. Fear not the war. Embrace the strife, but learn thyself from the struggle. Turn. I don't know why I added an H there. But turn thyself from the struggle. Keep thyself strong against those that would barter thee. Keep thy soul fortified against the trials that shall overtake thee. Fire, flame, the searing heat of Margaren's fury. All these await the unfaithful, the weak, those that help not themselves. Take heart in thine own strength. Take comfort in thine own power. Take control of thine own path. Let the fire guide you. Let the fire transform you. Let the fire purify you. Let the fire consume you. That was very traumatic for no reason. It was fun to read, though. I stole from him. He's not the wiser, 'cause he's a fool.
Yeah?
Yeah? Yes! He is! Forgot how sassy this lady is. She's the sassiest. Bella Saga. Stop sneaking.
You'll never know I'm here.
Stop sneaking! Thank you! Oh my God. So I need a proper key. Then where do I go? The only place I can think to go from here is gone. But I don't want to be gone. I just want to save 15% or more on car insurance. I have a structured settlement, but I need. That's beautiful, me. If I do say so myself, and I do. I was going to record a TikTok sketch today, but I forgot. Oh, that's okay. I'll explode later. Can I steal the books? It's you! Recognize you? I don't want to look at your soul. It's probably gross. You probably have cooties. My God, why are all the books a year and a half long? Don't people know how to write a bridge series? Welcome to the finest animancy center in Deerwood. That is a bold statement, you person. Animancy in the modern age. Oh, what the heck? Well, that is. For so long. Nobody wants to read that. That's like an actual book. And actual books are for nerds. Oh, I want to seduce Verna. No! She tried to seduce me about how the tables have turned. Oh my God! Look at all this text! That's so much! I can't. It's against my religion. I'll read this one though. Nastatuk. Poetry. A compilation. The expedition. I move. There's no compulsion. It is not neat. But something pulls. I cannot deny its draw. The white winds out past my vision. Its fierce eyes watch me as I move. The wolf tracks my step. A silent companion who will not join. All is blank. The pale expanse lies before and behind. I search. The miles pass, and still my feet move. My hunt continues unabated. The landscape returns my gaze, unaffected by my presence. And that's all I'm reading. If you want to finish it, you'll have to get this game yourself. I'm so evil. Nobles! Look at all these nobles! We must kill them! Kill all the nobles! Die! That don't work. Die! As you can see, the patient is unresponsive because I just put my nuts on his face. And apparently he didn't like that so much, but I loved it, so I want to continue doing it. I don't care if he stays in a coma for the rest of his days. Rest of his days. I don't care if he stays in a coma.
It'll be fine. No. Even just a single. I'm not calling Isselman out just so you can learn he'll speak. I'll write down a few words.
Why not? It will be fun. You have no sense of adventure. It says I have 105 health. Well, it says I have 105 endurance, but my health is 108. I'm so close to death. Awkward crowd. Leave me alone. It's my mom!
Greetings.
The burly guard eyes you wearily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have in the house of Tumana? I'm just here to loot the place! I'm here to loot everything. Why would you do that? That's like the dumbest thing. I mean, I just did it, and it was funny. Yeah, I'd do it again, honestly. Let me see. So that's how to the charred barrel. I was thinking and pondering that it would be fun to have everybody in this game be one of my YouTuber friends. I know I avoided it to begin with. I was like, we can't do this because it's against my religion. I like learning about the people in the game world. But like, YouTuber bros, how expensive would that actually be though? It's my curiosity. Oh my god! Heartless bitch. The young elf is dressed in gaudy robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks up his heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I would let her sell it. I won it. If that's what you're here about, then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest but glances at the exit. I don't hear about that, but maybe I can help. Pulls on a shiny button. That's a relief, but I don't see how. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mass and Andra's Gifts. We have been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor, send him her way. They have a good time. Cyril takes her fee. A little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, trinket there. It's a bounty for us. These lords and ladies have never noticed anything missing. You better not try anything with me. Start beating him up. Grr, 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 grr. Yeah, that's dishonest. He narrows his eyes. It's surviving. He points a finger. One ruby ring catches the light. Those nobles have more wealth than they can hang on to. Why should they keep it? Anyway, we always split the bounty until about a week ago. Squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off some noble. It's an Igwithan metal, damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan. She won't part for it for any sum I can afford. Tugs at the gold chain around his neck. Even if I wanted to, can't go home without it. You're both a couple of cheats, and you're finally getting what you deserve. Suck my wiener! I'll see about getting a medal from the sir. Should I? I mean, they're both cheating people out of their monies. I should report them to the gods! Tell me more. Picks up the helm of his sleeve. What do you want to know? What makes the medal so important? I grew up in Glanfath, with the Shattering Spear clan. The Glanfathians have protected Egwithan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask us in exchange for the freedom to live life as we please. Fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. The treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory. We left the wilds we dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to the towns around Deerwood, probably live on crust of bread. He looks at them broidered robes with disgust. We're restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. This is all rather fascinating. A single medallion. To earn the gods' favor and so return home? It reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. I love Connor. He's just so great. And he's just... Chanters are so flippin' good. It is ridiculous. They're just insane. Insane! It makes me sad in a way that Avowed won't have classes, which is the upcoming Skyrim-esque RPG set in the Pillars of Eternity world. Though, I mean, it is Skyrim-esque, so it fits that more. Really, what made me not interested in the game anymore is that they're limiting the races to human and elf, which is just ridiculous. I understand the reasoning is to create a nice flow for combat, and they didn't want to mess around with all those cameras. But even Skyrim or Morrowind, which is super old at this point, has more races, and it's fine because they're all around humanoid size, and they do adjust the camera a little bit for what else? Like, what else are the shortest race? So they have that. I get it on one hand, and I know that I don't quite understand all that goes into making a video game. But, like, it's just disappointing because there's so many cool races, and it's just humans and elves. They could have dwarves. I don't think it would. I mean, you'd have to adjust the camera, so it'd be a little bit lower, but whatever. They should at least have godlikes, because a godlike is supposed to be built around the other races, so they could just have a human or elf-sized godlike. But no, and they don't have the fish people. I'm trying to blank on the name right now. The Amarath or whatever the Kana is. And I get that because that's tall, so they would have to adjust it for that. But I'm trying to remember, Orland, they would really have to adjust. Trying to remember all the races. Don't understand why you can't do that yourself. He sighs, arching his neatly plucked eyebrows. Of course I could, but that's not the point. Community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. He makes circles with his wrists. And can anchor, defending the ruins for the gods gave us purpose. Without that, we're adrift. Does that make any sense to you? Yes. He smiles and nods slowly. You know what it's like. They care for something you can't explain. Tell me about Sarah. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mass over in Andra's gift. She wasn't born to much, but she has done what she has to in order to escape. Gazes at the string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arm and has trailing, wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of the Shattering Spear. This isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held on to for generations. You seem to have done well for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hands. It was this or scrape by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give it all for that medallion. I offered to. It's worth more than anything I got. Sorrel knows that. Alright, and so I wanted to ask. I'll get the medallion just for kind of the finder and salty mass. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paint, so we'll have to go through mail. He fudges with his sleeve. But whatever you do, please don't hurt me. Yeah, nobody cares about you. Nobody! Not even me! Especially not me. I keep hitting the buttons to move the cameras. Don't do that in this game. Nothing! God, who's that big of your part? Oh, it's you. It's good to see you. We've had a rough few days here, but we found this place. They're kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful. Can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. What did I do? Who are you? Who are you? I'm confused. I'm so confused. Is it this person? No. This person? No. This person? I don't know. Talking to this guy.
God's keep.
So many adventures. So we have 11,000 to replace everyone, because I'd also want to place Vidar. Would be 5,000. So we do have money. They could do it. It'd be a significant chunk of our money. Yeah, sure. Next. Okay. So it's the Amoa. Moa. Okay, yeah, there's no N, but I, in my head, remember it as that. I guess to be fair, if the camera is a thing and it can respect that, then the ones would be the human, the elf, and the godlike. Could be those three easily. The Amoa are admittedly significantly taller, but that could be the high point for their camera. So they're just designing it around the human and elf. They're doing that in part with the lore, which is whatever. I get it, because it's based around this region, but I think this game is based around this region too. Orlin would be hard. It's the human and Orlin that would be the hardest to implement. I guess the dwarf isn't much better than an Orlin. So, with that in mind, human, elf, and godlike should be what's in the game. Because with the lore, godlike are just the children of the other races, right? So they're just a human or an elf that gets born with whatever features, so they're technically everywhere. And thus, they should just be in the game. And I'm disappointed because, one, I would like it better if there was classes, but I like a good class system because classes get unique powers from one another. But that's fine. It's fine that it's classless. Classless can have its own appeal, and I get that too. It is. Stop. Thank you. It's so warm. I ate it. I'll be fine when we're almost done. Sorry for starting so late and having to keep this short, but we'll do whatever this is. Yep, it's happening. What just happened? Here we go. This man's fancy clothes are ripped. Blood flows from a flesh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. I'll help him up. Thank you. He gasps as he rises. My head. Should I teach those thugs a lesson? I can't believe they just attacked you in the middle of the street! What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. It's just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even at night with Aquila, it's not worthless. Is that it? Where did it go? Where are they? I'm gonna kill them. Whoa, what's happening here? I'm in the water!
Hey there.
Mud squishes underfoot. Crabs scuttle out of debris. Let's talk to this thing. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby. Something confused and lost in the sea's high fog. Reach towards the soul. Brave Darren. Find Darren's family. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with feeble, uncontrolled rage. Okay, I'm leaving it. The soul flickers, ripples toward you, timid at first, and swirls around you. You experience wonder, fear, the joy of running between ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets. Around the salty mass, women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like he always does. He said he'd only be a few minutes. It's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays. And your hollow-born sister the time father took her from the splintering cradle into the filled wash basin. You were brave that day. A knife, it's in the thug's belt. It's in your hands. Now it's in his thighs. You're small and fast. Not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. Pulses. Question. You did a brave thing, the gods will reward you. Turn's soul absorbs this thought, naps in the ocean mist around the dock. The young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seawater. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. His soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to belong to him. The letter B is carved in the palm.
Sure.
Man, that's depressing.
Sure.
It is! Don't you mock me! You freaking sassy bitch. You're like, sure, shut up, I'll punch you in the face.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. This wall room
What would I do for that quest anyway? Where is it? Oh, I guess it's just a task. What is it? Well, that doesn't super help me. He's probably in here somewhere, right? His father?
Fried cod, watermelon, and prostitution.
What are you?
A bastion of Deerwood and culture.
I hope you aren't expecting to find the leaden key in here. Now to find a home for
Oh my god, you're gross. You're all gross. We're here for the quest. Ah, jeez. Jeez, I have to comment on everything. What will it be? It'll be... Whoops. That's not what I want. So do I know. I want to find the lady. Are you his father?
well met, friend.
Disrupted toward and stand upon. Turns his eyeless face towards you, wiping his mouth. Come for a story. His speech is slurred and his voice ragged. I told all the best stories. Slaps his chest. Spy club anyway. What club? Club for refined, prestigious gentlemen. Prods your shoulder. Wait, you don't know about a club. You must be. He heaves, catching his chest. After several precarious seconds, he recovers. Where was I? Oh, you must be here about the rate. The rate. He shoves it into your hand. Have it to have to get into the lounge. They don't just let anyone in, you know. He wipes a hand on his shredded robe. It's the most exclusive club in Defiance Bay. Slaps you back. And whatever you do, don't tell him you're new, or... He turns away, overcome by a fit of dry heaving. Alright. To the upstairs! To the windows! To the wall! To the wall! Damn, these bitches crawl. Buff, 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 motherfuckers. Boom. Mm-hmm. You, lady, were mentioned by name by a gentleman outside. They would ask you questions. Now tell me about yourself. I've come to Defiance Bay from the frozen lands of the southern end of the world. Few of my people venture this far north, but none know how to warm a cold night like we do. Her skin seems to glow in the darkened bar. No thanks! Let's talk to her birds. You want to meet Sarah? Talk to me. I do. Where is this lady? Are you that guy's kid's father? Who is the kid's father? Who is anybody in this crazy world? Who am I? Dunstan, hello, my friend. It's 8 o'clock. I need to call it. But I don't want to. I'll just quit. I'll quit everything. I'll quit being a person with a beard. Because being a person with a beard is quite a thing. For you. No. How about you? No! Enough of that nonsense. I want to find a guy. Where's Mia? No. Let's talk to her. Maybe she knows a thing. The Amawa woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tensed at her side. As you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, query smile. I don't see many outfitted like you. You weren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? What kind of trouble are you having? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls, and our customers. They started showing up after this rash of hollowboard. They've been driving my regulars away. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. There aren't too many who care about what happens in places like the Gift. But word is your exception. Knights are too busy sniffing around Duke Avar to bother with us commoners. I'd just as soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyways. Tell me how I can help. Man tries to close her. These thugs tend to roam in groups. It suggests to me that these are random incidents. She places one large finger in your chest. You put a stop to these attacks, and I'll find a real nice way to thank you. She winks. Got me? If she means bake or something, my vote's for cookies. I love that dar. This is great. Alright. Can I ask you something else? Annoying grin wraps her blue markings. Now, just what can I do for a comely lass like yourself? You call me pretty! Thanks. Is there someone here named Sarah? She laughs. You must be new to town, dear. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her, just ask. She's 1,000 for the night. She's worth a pound, or so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. Best money you can spend on the Gift. That might be another time. She winks. That's what everyone says at first. Ah, it's expensive. Alright. I am leaving you! I'm leaving! On a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Yes. I'm about to seduce somebody. You! Get in my pants! Seduction achieved. Dunstan, it's nice to see you, my friend. I am going to call it here because I was supposed to hang out with my friend, and I was supposed to hang out with my friend now, but they let me. I asked if I could start later. We're going to play some video games. But thank you so much for joining me, Dunstan, and everyone else who joined in but didn't chat. I hope you appreciated this bit of the Dragon's Treasure. Hit a like, hit a mic, and drop it. And if you haven't already, appreciate if you showed that sub button some love. And don't forget, sharing is caring. Stay beautiful.